Alrighty, hello. Hello, good evening. Happy Friday. Eric, Uter Streetor, hello. Poger, type Machina? No, not the same. Coderbra, Funzy, what's up? Timmy, Rabbit, hello. ODM, hello. How's it going? How are you all? Let's see here. Alright, so today we're going to be doing this Orbit 65% from Machina. I believe actually the designer's in chat today. So if you have questions, perhaps the designer can answer some of them. But otherwise, this keyboard is going to be running through Naja keys from Australia. I believe they might have. Let me double check the group by thread, actually, the IC rather. But the IC is linked in the build command as well. There basically have been some revisions for it. It's a 7-degree typing angle board, 17mm front height, and with tap hole mounting. USB-C daughter board, of course. And basically there is an aluminum design as well as a brass bottom base design. And you can see all the pictures and all the build logs and project logs over at the group by thread. I mean the IC thread, my bad. But yeah, Naja Keys will be the vendor for Australia, and then the rest of the world to be announced. And yeah, so pricing and everything is in the notes that are linked in the build command as well. The pricing is around $350. And goes all the way up to like 440 plus shipping. So yeah. Interesting combo, innovative for sure. Yeah. Actually, we do have a few choices for keycap. I mean, sorry, for switches today. I did want to sort of like put MX Blacks for now. But we do have some choices we can make if we want to. Like, if you guys want to have like a long pull switch, we can do that. I believe I still have some GAT-X switches. I can actually pull some from the sandglass that we built recently. I also have these blush tactile switches, which are from these like they're basically like JWK tactiles, light tactiles, kind of like similar to computers, nylon housing, and then. And I think I have some OP Blacks as well. They don't have switch films, although these were the ones that were produced after the first few batches. So I heard they don't need films, but I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, so have those. So yeah, we'll go through our options and we'll see how it goes. Sound good? All right. So for the board, I did tease it yesterday. Here it is. So it comes in a nice zippered case. Here's the logo, handle, as such. Nice hard case. And then you just open it up here. We have a zippered pocket with a bunch of components and such. Just gonna take it all out. We have some tadpoles. We have our GST based C3 daughter board here. We have some hardware and some screws as well. Some more tadpoles, I believe, probably of different hardness. We have a half aluminum plate from what it seems. We have a full aluminum plate if we want to. We have plate foam and case foam options. We have our Geon feet, which are the ones that cover the screws on the bottom side of the board as well. And then we have our 1.6mm PCB here in a nice gray solder mask. And then as for the board, here we have it. Alright, so here's the board. The board, this one, comes in various different colors, but today's build is a prototype that is raw aluminum, which is pretty unique. So today we have this raw aluminum prototype, which is the first time I think I have a raw aluminum prototype here to be built. I've definitely seen raw aluminum stuff like at meetups and other places, in photos of course, but I don't think I've ever had a raw aluminum prototype to be built myself. I've had some raw parts, but not quite a full case that's raw aluminum. But there it is, raw machined aluminum. There's our side profile. And then here we have our bottom, very reflective, as you can see. Obviously, like if I like change the view here, you have a slightly different view here. But yeah, it's a very reflective case due to the lack of a finish. And yes, this does have a clear E coat indeed. So in my case, it won't like tarnish as easily. So yeah, but preserves that raw look, right? After the coating. But very cool. Yeah, protects it from oxidation indeed. So pretty cool. So there's that. We have our PCB here, which I guess I should just take out from the packaging. So PCB with a nice gray solder mask with gold traces, pads. Pretty nice, designed in Sydney. Very cool. 65% layout. Looks like it does have ISO support, actually. It also has split backspace, step caps lock, regular caps, of course, 625 and 7U bottom rows, and no LED support. No underglow and no in-switch LEDs either. I'm opting for this in the GB. I don't have a raw alu board yet. Yeah, I do think if it were an option, I would consider it too. Because I also don't have one like that. We have our Geon feet, the bump-ons basically. These will go on the bottom of the board. And also cover the screws. We have our foam, which we can or can't, we can choose or not to use. We have a thinner foam that goes underneath the PCB. And then we have a slightly thicker foam that goes between the PCB and the plate if we choose to use it. The case and plate foam, I believe, are add-ons for $10, but they're there. We have a full alu plate. A raw alu high-angle ledge T-kill with raw brass weights would be cool. Oh yeah, that'd be kind of nice too. Yeah, have a nice aluminum, black aluminum, full plates, and of course a half aluminum plate just black anodized aluminum. Pretty standard. So I kind of want to try to build with the half aluminum plate, but we can do full aluminum. I don't mind either way. You guys can actually choose. I don't mind. So we do have those two options. We can try the different tap holes later on. Nothing to worry about there. Some extra screws here, daughter board stuff. And then for switches, we have some options. Alright, so bringing some options here. So first we have these Designer Studio Retrolights JWK switches, which I believe are long pole linear switches. These are lube with 205. Then we have some good old Cherry MX Blacks, also lube with 205 and with TX films. Oh, actually no, Durock films. No, sorry, not Durock. Deskeys films. Then we have some Blush tactile switches, which are standard travel tactiles with TX films, 205 grade 0, I think, as well. Then we have some OP Blacks, also lube with 205. No switch films on this one, 65 grams. And then I have these, I think these are Penu switches. Long pole linears, or is it linear? I think it's linear, right? Long pole linears, these are Penu switches. Also lubed and filmed. So there is that option as well. So pretty much just 2 regular linear options, 1 tactile option, and 1 long pole, and then, sorry, 2 long pole linear, 2 regular linear, and then 1 tactile option is what we have. So these are the Retrolights. These are also long pole switches. Yep. So maybe we can do a poll. I don't mind. So we can try that. First, let's decide what switch, right? What switch? So switch option. So we have Cherry MX Black. We have OP Black. We have Penu, long pole linear. We have Retrolights, also long pole linear. And then we have Blush, which are standard tactile, light tactile. You can take a vote if you want. If you guys don't vote, then I'll just go ahead and make a decision. So that's honestly fine. In the meantime, I'm gonna go get a set of stabs really quick, because I need some stabs. So I'll be right back. Using the PCB packaging for switches? How have I never thought of this? Oh yeah, it's a good way to recycle. Reuse rather that stuff. That is a nice silver, uncoated, I assume. Yes, this is raw, but coated with clear. So it's just coated for to avoid oxidation of the aluminum itself. Yeah. Is clear coating an anodization or an E-coat? I think this is E-coat, technically. Oh, some good number of votes for the pen usages too. Alright, I guess Cherry makes blacks then. That's fine. Good old standard. I makes blacks. Can't go wrong, right? I'm gonna just go ahead and make a choice for the half alu plate because I just want to try it. So we'll do MX blacks on the half alu. Is that okay? So here I just have some regular TX tabs. Wow, MX blacks! No way! Hey, I put it up to vote, okay? People voted. The people, the will of the people is speaking. Okay, it's not me. I didn't do anything wrong. I think someone botted the poll. Yes, man. Oh boy. Alright. You guys have never seen MX blacks on the half alu plate. What are you even talking about? Big Cherry at it again. SMH. SMH, Big Cherry. We can't let them get away with this. I've only tried halfway on my custom O-ring mount plated Mesa. Mesa, is that the Mesa TKL? The really low one? The one that has like the hole at the bottom? Yeah. I know which one. I've built one. That's a kind of neat board. Didn't know you had one. Yeah, you should try it. It's so good on one of my boards. I think you'll really enjoy it. Especially the broken in ones, no scratch. Oh yeah, don't forget filming them too. It will make them extra thocky. Wow, Eric. You're so passionate about MX blacks. I didn't know. Wow. It must be a great switch. Hi, Krusty. What's up? You know who's passionate about Mesa? A fellow New York community member? Who? Is Mesa designed by a New Yorker? I actually don't know. Got Yellow Enjoyer as well? Pudsey? Oh, I see. Okay, if yeah, Got Yellow Enjoyer gives it away, but I wouldn't have known with New Yorker, because there's so many. Then again, Pudzy is passionate about many of his boards. I think Pudzy is passionate about boards if he owns them. If that makes sense. It's like I own it, so I must be passionate about it. Right? Kind of think so. I am too. Well, that's good. It's good to be passionate about your own boards because, I mean, you might as well like them, you know? Else you're stuck with something you don't like. So, if you can trick yourself to like it, or love it even, then there will be no fault. There's no problems. Everything is perfect. Life is good. I'm passionate about things I don't have yet. That's fair. I think a lot of people are just a lot more vocal. Yeah. I like my K-pop boards. I like my non-K-pop boards too, though. Because I have more non-K-pop boards than K-pop boards. What K-pop boards do I even have? I have an unbuilt IU. And then I have a Nunu, which is built. How's it? Nyan? It was good. It was pretty good. The color on it was really nice. The like light blue, really nice ano color on that. It was F13, F13 center USB TKL. The overall typing was pretty nice though. Bias is K-pop board. Sure, if you count Bias, then I guess Bias is also K-pop board. If you must put it that way. I guess the origin of it is K-pop inspired. Correct? Tap hole mounts, Chongha weight. Chongha weight. I wish my Bias had a Chongha weight that actually fit the board. Where's Chongha weight owner? 356 Mini is a K-pop board? Okay, that ain't no way. That's not true. Stop appropriating my culture. I think it was literally commissioned by a group of K-pop aficionados. The Bias, yes, I know the Bias was because the Bias first run had K-pop related things on it. I mean, just like the R1 that Drua has with the Chongha weight, which was Nathan's. Yes, I know that. Yes, he meant. Yes, of course he meant the Bias. Pretty sure the 356 Mini is not a commission. It's just an extension of the designer's work on a 60%. .356 Mini, literally K-pop, Korean and popular. I guess. Does that mean like Duck and LZ and all these other ones are also K-pop? Lin. Yes. You guys are crazy. This is exactly how we get people to call East Asian culture exotic. and Oriental. This is exactly how it happens, dude. It's how it starts. Stan on. Hey guys, how are you? How lately I broke the plastic holding the stabilizer for the spacebar and the custom keyboard. I'm wondering how on earth I'm supposed to fix that. You're gonna have to replace it, Johnny Walker. You're gonna have to take it apart and replace it. Unfortunately. Breaking a stab piece? Yeah, you're gonna have to replace the stabilizer itself. It sucks, but it is one of the things you definitely don't want to break. It definitely ruins your stabilizer function. Yeah, Puggy Wuggy, very rich and LZ. Someone's selling a GHV2 right now for $550. That's not bad. That's okay price. GHV2 for $550? No, it's not a lot. It's pretty normal. It's basically GB price. Thought it was like 400 something. Guess I haven't seen one in a while. Yeah, yeah, no. I don't think the price would stay down too long either because interest always fluctuates up and down. So I personally think like if it's GB price or lower, it's good enough. What is GB price? $2,001? That's a very high GB price. So that's up to you if you want to pay that kind of money. That said, that also had its like what is that? Like contradictions, because there were people who paid much less for the same thing. The exact same item for much less. So it kind of doesn't make sense. When did it come with PCB? I mean, PCB is like what, 50 bucks? How do you like your K-Mac? I like it. I mean, it's not amazing. It's not gonna rock your socks. Because it's kind of like on the hollow side. And the finishing is not either great. Like it's not, compared to like current keyboards, the anodizing is definitely lacking. Like anodizing quality nowadays for like a cavity fans or whatever is like way better than this. So yeah, anodizing like finishing quality is like questionably good. It's like decent but not great compared to what you can get now for the same price ish. Like assuming you were paying like retail, let's say. So it's good for the looks. I like it for the look specifically anyway, so. I can make a GB board for a... I can make a GB for a board with that price if you want. Yeah. I feel like with all old customs to an extent, you have to be interested in the history of design to enjoy your purchase. Yeah, pretty much. Nowadays, yeah. Well, that's only because the prices are inflated. Literally. Only because the prices are inflated. If you're, like, if people sold all those boards at the price that they paid or less or whatever, I'm sure it will be whatever. Like, you still would have to enjoy, like, the history and whatever, you know, like, all that kind of stuff. But it wouldn't feel like as, having to do mental gymnastics to justify anything. Does that make sense? Because it is basically mental gymnastics to justify a high price. Yeah, I also feel the same way as Funzy. I started early, so I have a sweet spot for the old stuff because it's the stuff. It's like the stuff you grow up on, right? Like the stuff you saw the whole time that you like when you're starting in the hobby, and like people like would be pretty stoked about it. That's why. Like you saw pictures of them a lot. You like, you know, like that's what you saw like when you were browsing the threads and whatnot. So it makes sense. Yeah, FMJ. Man, FMJ cases. Yeah, FMJ cases that have I definitely have a sweet spot in my heart for those FMJ cases too. I mean, kind of like the same reason I got a duck poker is because same thing. I you know, tray mount, but it's kind of cool, different. Hello. Pet, we can be bored together. Poker was my first board. Yeah, like the IKBC poker is what you mean, right? Yeah. That's the thing. The poker defined the 60% layout, like, or like at least the popularity of it. It was thanks to the IKBC poker that it became very popular, right? So yeah. The round circle weights, yeah. They're like 20 gram brass weights. Little circles of brass. Cylinders. They're very light, 20 grams or so each. Mostly there for a slightly aesthetic element. I mean, yeah, it's a little weight, but yeah. I still have a hammer clone case. Yeah, me too, actually. I have a hammer clone case as well. The one that has the Alp 60 that I had on my stream yesterday, if you were here. That's the one. I wasn't. Is it a Ueda case? Wait, I'm not sure what you mean. It's the one with the like kind of sharp angle cuts towards the inside. Emirate, hello. How are you? Is there something new in the keyboard hobby that excites you recently? Oh, I was looking at the new Hebe, the 8 key with the knob that like spins freely. I thought that was kind of cool. And like the lighting controls that go with it, look pretty nice. I was kind of tempted. It's a little pricey. It's like $175 or something like that for the pad. But I think for like a small accessory, it was kind of neat. Yeah, I know they made cheap clones of it. So I have one of those in black, which is just a regular tray, and yeah, it has no weights or anything inside either. I bought it on Mech Market for like dirt cheap. But other than that, like, I mean, there's stuff that excites me. Like, I mean, kind of stuff like, more like Bluetooth stuff is kind of interesting, or things like have like wireless capability is kind of cool to see that people are kind of figuring that out, the whole ZMK thing, or just like a way to do like wireless typing, like, you know, outside of like what's out there in OEM already, more so like in the custom keyboard scene. So I like to see things like, I mean, like the Zoom 75, like what was nice, like the screen thing is kind of neat, like just like nifty little things like that. And I think, like, you know, yeah, like tap hole mount, that kind of stuff is kind of cool too. I mean, it's kind of similar to what the LZ Phase does with the little grommets, the grommet mount. People coming up with like different ways to do things. It's always fun to look at. But as it is, I mean, keyboards are keyboards, and so all you really want is just something that types nicely, right? And that's up your alley in terms of aesthetics and whatnot. So haven't been excited about anything since the McRib. Okay, nice. The macro pad, yeah, it's definitely a little bit pricey, I think, but it does look good. I was tempted for a brief moment, but then I have enough macro pads as it is, so I was like, maybe not. If I were able to sell a macro pad, that'd be good, but I don't think they really sell in the aftermarket, so I was like, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't buy things that I don't really need anyway. It's just a little trinket on the dust to decorate. When's the Type B stream, Diego? I'm kind of up in the air about it. About what the date's gonna be specifically. That's because I am trying to decide what some other streams are how they're going to be timed, and so I need to coordinate with people. It's either going to be the good chances is going to be not this coming week, but the week after, probably like on the Wednesday of that week or something like that. Around then. If not, if things get pulled back a little bit, like try to do it before, then I'll probably do it on like late next week, like this coming week rather. So yeah, but it's not decided yet. Still need to wait and see when exactly I'm gonna do it. Yeah, have something's in the air. Okay, these PCB mount holes are kind of on the loose side. Gonna have to just make sure to press. Type Baba Ball. Yeah, excited to try it. The Type B. True 6U keyboard. I don't think I've tried any true 6U keyboards that are MX. Ever? If not in a long time? I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think I built any true 6U HKBs. So I just remember I bought the hammer case from Q10 and keyboard. Wow, that's old school names, man. Vera and IDB are the only ones I've owned. Definitely getting Type B. Nice. Ankit on the way to be poor by spending on another 60%. What stabs are these? These are TX stabs. How much do IDVs go for these days? I have no idea. You haven't seen the resin spreadsheet recently? I'm already poor. Oh boy, do you buy your new Kiwi keyboards, keycaps for a ton of money? That's a mage. Alright. We're only 50 minutes in and we're ready to solder, I think. Alright. Let's get soldering. Oh, is that a K-Mac? Yes, Justin, how are you? It is indeed a K-Mac Happy. Thank you so much for the 19 months of subs. Appreciate for the resub. K Macus. Yeah.
Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Ithrak. How's it going? Thank you so much for the resub. $50, that reminds me. Just built my first keyboard last week. Took about 5 hours. I get it. The first time I built a keyboard, it also took me forever. Several hours for sure. Some switches got misaligned here, so I'm gonna have to. What a pain in the butt. These switches are not. You see how these switches are very loose on the PCB mount pins? Kind of an inconvenience. The PCB mount holes on this PCB are too big, so maybe I should provide some feedback about that because this is a little too big. Not tight enough on this. Something I can fix? Yeah. I mean, it should be simple. Just a small radius fix. Was K-Mac first cherry lip custom? Ooh, I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure. MX Blacks are usually known to have larger feet. Wait, is that right? Is it MX Blacks that have larger... Is it cherry switches that have larger feet, or is it like Gatorons that have larger feet? I actually thought it was Gatorons, but maybe I'm wrong. There is variation for tolerances though, so so yeah, you always wanna, I mean, it's hard to hit the exact middle ground for it. But yeah, PC fabs also do have tolerance variation. So sometimes production just doesn't come out the way you spec it anyway. So it could be that too, so I don't know. Something to note though. It's always something to be aware of. That's why you prototype things. I thought Gateron was larger too. I thought Cherry was the smaller one relative to like just standard Gateron switches. I might be wrong though. Like, correct me if I'm mistaken, I'm just not sure. Wouldn't know I'm a Cherry simp. I've never used Gaterons. Oh wow, really? They're so ubiquitous. They're like out there. So I feel like most people probably have used the Gateron at least once, but maybe didn't realize it. I've never built with Gaterons? Really? I guess at least when I was around, like when I started, they're so common. There's so many switches, but a lot of people would use Gateron switches. It was right around the time Gaterons became very popular too, because of like Zelios, for example. Alright, I did bend the pen here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and this pen bend or this pen broken? Oh, I think this pen's broken. Whoops. Hi Kim. How are you? How's your Friday? Doing some last minute things before I ship back all these client boards. Do you typically do all your shipments in one go? I usually try to ship as I go because otherwise I feel like it just piles up so quickly. And also it kind of sucks just carrying stuff for me because I'm in New York City. I do have to carry stuff to the post office. So it becomes a lot of physical labor in one go. Oh yeah? Okay. I do one go for now because I put it off for so long. I mean, that's fair. Alright, I think we can now solder regularly because I'm done kind of like fixing things in place. Just bought some Milky Top Reds. Oh, cool, Reds. Don't hear people buying Reds too often, but the stems look so nice on Reds. And at the end of the day, if you're spring swapping, it doesn't even matter. And I'm like, oh, I should check my PO box. Oh boy. I have to drive either way to the post office, so carrying isn't a problem. Yeah, that's true. I know that wouldn't be a problem if I lived literally in any other city in the US. Literally any other place. I wish they sold Milky Top separately. That would be nice, but that's what they would lose their money if they did that. I feel like, well, I mean, I guess I don't know. It's marginal, I think, because production is probably super cheap. But I assume the machinery is made to assemble the switches anyway. So. I'm gonna start a trend. You mean of using Reds? Sorry, but the trend has already started with other people. So I don't think you would be the first to use Reds. Should be done in like 5 minutes. I built a board with clears again, and I don't want to use anything else. Oh yeah? Do you like clears more than browns, Ankit? I like clears, but I think I like browns better, personally. Depends on the badge. I'll take whatever has less leaf tick. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, they both have it. So personally, I think browns I like more. With or without leaf tick, doesn't matter. Alright, let's just double check that all my switches are in properly. Okay, so I think I do think these can be straightened a little bit more. So we're just gonna heat up the pads just slightly. Okay, the rest look pretty good to me. Okay, nice. Okay, everything looks like it's in place. Next time I send you something, I'm gonna fix the box to the brim with bubble wrap. Oh, Kim. Wait, really? How come you don't have enough bubble wrap? Do you like toss the original packaging out? I just use whatever pack. Oh, well, for that matter, I tell people that whatever packaging they use is what I will use to send it back. So if they don't give me enough packaging to send it back and shit gets messed up in transit, it's not my fault. Because I've had that problem, well, not directly before, but kind of. And I was like, well, if you send me a box that, like, it's different if it gets destroyed on the way to me and I have to just replace it so that it's everything safe. But if you pack something and it's like just jingling in the box and shit's falling apart, how am I supposed to deal with that? Yeah. I mean, I appreciate when people send a carrying case or something like that because, you know, it's just easy. Literally just use one of your carrying cases. You probably have several. Put the board in it just for storage and transport purposes. Send it out. Receive the carrying case back, right? But yeah, like if you don't say enough packaging, like that's not my fault. And I'm not your local shipping store, you know? So don't expect me to have all this packaging. I do have packaging around, which sometimes I need to replace too. But it's more like contingency, right? It's not my responsibility though. I see. Part separately and sent to me? Oh yeah. Yeah, if you have to do that, then you have to buy, like, I mean, you have to get a box that's big enough and then pack it, right? So yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, if it's something that you agree to, right? Like, as the person providing the service, and you're like, oh yeah, like, it's okay if you send me all this stuff separately, I'll pack it up in one big box and send it back to you. I mean, yeah, sure. But all right, let's go ahead and test our board here. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. I do keep a cup. So what I do when I get some boxes and I have a lot of like nicer packaging. So sometimes, you know, like people use like their kind of nicer bubble wrap or like packing paper and stuff. I'll keep like two boxes about keyword size, so maybe like 20 by 10 by 6 ish, right? Like those boxes, right? Like 18 by 8 by 6, around that, right? Those boxes, I'll keep like 2 of them, and I'll put a lot of the, like, I'll put the packing material inside of those boxes, right? So it saves some space. And then I'll just have that pile of, like, that stack of 2 boxes with a lot of packing material just separately around, just in case. Yeah. And then, you know, if I use it, then, or if I have too much, if it's excess, then I just toss it out. If it's not, then if I start like depleting through that, then I replace it as I get more stuff in. Usually. Okay, so I need to load a definition here for this. So this is the orbit. Okay. Should show up on VIA now. Okay, cool. Alright, let's switch a few things here. Layouts, bottom row is gonna be 7U. Will put my layer key here. I don't use inserts, so home, page up, page down, and everything else seems fine. Okay, and then just put everything else F1, F2 through F12. And then I'll put delete, caps lock, right alt. Don't really need the rest. Okay, cool. I'll just save that. Key map. Go to the tester. Should have read the fine print. Yeah, should have read the fine print. Big corpa. I guess I'm too nice. No, it's not that. It's more like you do it a few times and people mess up, and you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't deal with it, or at least have a disclaimer. What duramen are you going to use for tadpoles? I'm actually not sure. I actually don't even know what they are, because I don't know the color coding for them. So let me actually take a look. Tadpoles Geon works. Let's see. So these orange ones are 60A, and these white ones, is it white? These white ones are 50? Oh, these are homemade. Okay. So what hardness are these? They're like the same color, so I guess it's not Geon then. Oh yeah, these are not round enough for that. They're like square. Oh, cool. And these are like kind of like box shape almost. White is 50A. Okay, so it's the same. And yellow 70A. Okay, so close. 50 and 70 we have. So this is 50. Maybe I'll just have some. So these guys are 50A. They're kind of like a box shape, right? And then we have these other ones, which are 70A. Pretty nice though. They look good. Higher number means harder, right? Yes, yes, typically yes. Hardness rating. Alright, so we'll see what we do. Let's unplug this because we're gonna have to put the daughter board in first. take the case apart. I have some T6 fork screws. Do the harder one. I was leaning towards it myself because tends to feel pretty nice, like the right amount of sturdiness without also feeling like it's too flexible. The feet are homemade too. These guys, they're not Gion. Oh, I see. Oh, they're like the same type though. Took me forever to adjust them. Oh, that must have sucked. So you gotta have to make the mold for this, right? And they have to be correct to the dimensions of this guy in like machined wise. That sucks. Sounds like a lot of work. But I mean, hey, props for making it work. That's always nice. 4 times molding. Didn't realize Jin offered those when I designed it. Oh, really? Damn, that's unfortunate. It's like they made the solution, but then realized somebody else was offering it. Oh, bummer. Bummer, bummer. Well, hey, at least you learned something new. That's what matters. All right, so let's this is kind of neat. It has a little cover for the daughter board area, so you just like take off these little countersunk screws. Actually, yeah, I guess they're technically not counter. No, they are countersunk. And then it has this little plastic cover. Very cute. But that's where the daughter board is going to go. Looks like the daughter board screws are already there, so I'm just gonna undo those. Oop. I feel like Rabbit could have said, instead of 4 times molding, could have said 4 times molding, and they would have probably still made sense. 4 times molding. How low does this sit actually? Does this sit all the way down at the bottom? Yeah. Bro pays 4 injection molds and gets hit with the well, you learned something. Fuck, I'm sorry. Well, you get a golden star. Oh boy. No way. You tried. Shit. Alright, now we put on the little cover, which is kind of nice because it also covers that little bit of the daughter board cable, the JST, so it doesn't really get pinched anywhere. Kind of like basically directs it towards the channel, which is pretty nifty. Okay, so we should go ahead and mount the this guy. So what I personally think is a good idea is to grab these guys. Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. They don't have like holes, so I'm just gonna have to sort of like, I would just do this, kind of like put them in place first. Because it's easier. Yeah, the little PC cover is pretty nice. Do agree. No brand? Well, time to make one. This is how you, you know, if you think about it, the people who make the most money for a product are not the people who make some amazing custom product. No, it's the people who make the simple ideas that everybody uses. Like a plastic cup. Like the paper sleeve for your coffee. That kind of shit makes money because you end up selling like a lot of units, right? Anyway, just a thought. The other day I was just thinking about it. Let's see. I think I forgot to put the little TX thingies. Shipping boxes. Yeah, like ubiquitous things, like things that everybody uses in their daily life, but they don't think twice about it because they're like, oh yeah, this is the brand that everybody knows, and I just buy from that brand. Like I mean, it's like Solo cups, right? Like that kind of stuff. The brands that everybody knows for whatever it is. Bottle caps. Pretty sure there's like this huge business in bottle caps. Like caps for like bottles of like Coca-Cola or like, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, those businesses are the ones that make a killing. But you gotta be first to the scene, I guess, right? First and well received, I guess. That's the hard part, always. It's like, how do you break that ground? Alright, look at that. Mounting is so easy. Perfect. Very nice. Okay, we'll try it with no foam. Just like, it'll kind of hold in place once the case goes. Oh, what's the white thingy you're using? Yeah, it's like the toothpick mod, but for like clip-ins. Yeah, for like TX stabs. I'm sure Coca-Cola spends billions optimizing their bottle caps. I mean, yeah, no doubt. No doubt they do. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they do. Yeah, I mean, packaging is so important, right? I mean, it's just the same way that people probably talk about Apple optimizing their packaging because the unboxing experience is like a thing. Right? So, gotta make it as sleek and as nice as possible. Alright, just gonna wipe it off here. All right. Oh, forgot the little custom molded feet. Pretty cool. Oh wait, they have directions for them. So this one goes here. All right. There it is. So what keycaps shall we use? I did actually just get GMK Lavender in from Space, which I can show you what it looks like. It's like a nice light colored set, which we can try using maybe if you like it. If you don't, it's okay, we can use something else. Don't mind either way. Beige it up. We could do beige too. Not Greg. Fair. I didn't really love Greg on silver personally. I think it might look better on black than on silver anyway. Oh. Got a little jostled in here, but it is GMK Lavender. Do you have any beige variants? I have so many beige variants, you know this. Maybe a little too light? I figured this would go good like on silver or like something colored as well. GMK Honeywell would probably look good with raw. Yeah, Honeywell could work too. Yeah, Honeywell is a good option. You can mention whatever key sets. I probably have a lot of them, but not all. Something colored. Let me think about that actually. Where's my where did I put it? Any sets with full N9 base? All of it N9? I mean, I don't have 9s, if that's what you're asking. I have ski data. I have terminal, but I have to take it off from a board, which I think I might have already packed it actually, so I guess not terminal. Pono, I do have Pono. Boneyard is technically not N9, but it's close. Let's see. I'll mention a few sets here. I have Zooted, Fuji, Muted, Wasabi. Oh, Wasabi is also in 9, I'm pretty sure. Beta, Maestro, Oni, Birch, Rudy, Ursa, Noir, Frostwitch, Copper, Grand Prix, Euro, Crimson Cadet, Sloth, Mudbeam, Hallyu, Cyan, Monkey, Alter, Q1, Soare, Toko, Shoko, Calm Deaths, Blue and White, Minimal, Stormtrooper, which are the same, Old School, Triumph Adler, all of those sets I mentioned are mostly non-beige. If they're beige, they're going to be named like Classic Retro or something of the sort, or I'll probably mention that it's beige. Do you know a keycaps that includes a colored Windows logo? Yeah, Originative's Classic Retro has a Windows logo that's colored. But good luck finding one nowadays. It's kind of hard. It's also kind of expensive. Hyderbyte, Pono, Ski Data. Pingsu. I think Pingsu is too colored for this. Okay, let me give you some suggestions of mine that I think would look good. Muted for sure. Royal Alpha could look good. Try and find out Royal Alpha. Not Space Cadet. No, it's too dark. Let's see. Obviously, Stormtrooper, Shoko. Those like light. All the light ones are gonna look fine on this. Like really lighter ones. Oblivion could look good with Hagoromo or something like that. That could look nice too. Pull it up. All right. We'll put a few here for pull. Choosing 5 is kind of hard. Because there's only a 5 limit on Twitch, which is kind of dumb. I wish there were more options for it. Let's see. Handerbyte, pass. Striker, I think too dark, so no. I'm gonna pass. What set? Okay, let's set. Yeah, I'll put Zooted. I'll put Honeywell. I'll put one of the darker ones, like... I don't even know what funds he wanted anyway. Let's do Pono. Pono seems fine. Pingsu, Burgundy. Nah, not feeling either of those. Muted. Sure, muted. And I don't have Ashes. Do you have ASCII? I do have ASCII, but I have it on a board, so technically not available right now. And also I already packed it, I'm pretty sure. And then I'll pick a 5th one here. Huh. Moomin. Kinda feel like it. I don't know why. Alright. There's the sets. And then lavender. If you want lavender, you can just say lavender in chat. Wow, pretty evenly spread. Lavender in chat. It's pretty even. Oh, Moomin's actually getting a nice lead over there. It's getting botted, guys. It's getting botted. This is what lavender looks like, BT dubs. I don't know what Moomin's gonna look like, so I'm kind of curious. You know, it's more sheer curiosity because I did buy the set, thinking, oh man, I love supporting a licensed set, and then it turned out a little more on the pinkish side, but whatever. Need that loud on stainless steel trail look. I feel like I would like the steel to look more prominent. So if the contrast is too heavy, you're giving all the focus on the set, not the tray. Don't you think? No DCS, no voting. I should have said DCS 9009 then. We all assume it will be all G because the artist was involved. Yeah, I did too. To be quite honest, I did too. I did assume that too. Alright. Looks like it's about to end. Alright, Moomin. Alright. That was close between Zooted and Moomin. Pretty close. Alright. Well, we'll try it. We'll see how it works. How it works out. I'm kind of curious myself, so. Alright, let me go for the set. Yeah. Quite like Moomin? Nice. I know some people do like it too. I mean, I think it turned out fine as far as the colors being different aside. I think the colors are fine as they are. But I guess relative to what the render seemed to indicate, it was definitely off. Okay? Kind of like a GMK Necro situation where the render said something, the product turned out different. But the set itself isn't that bad. GMK Plum was the same thing, right? I mean, both being the same designer. The set itself isn't that bad, but it was not quite what was on the render. I mean, GMK Mizu too. Yeah, it just goes. Diego, do you know any good places to get Topre artisans? Right now, I would say the only people who I know who do Topre are Alpha Keycaps, Deskeys. I don't think MF Caps does any anymore. Togepi used to do like Topre blanks. I mean, obviously, if you look for like, there's of course like, I mean, there's like other stuff. I mean, Bro Caps does TMX as well. Then you have like more expensive aftermarket options like Clack Factory and Cult Worship Caps, Killed by Caps. There's some Booper on Eclectic that has some Topre, very rare, but there is some Cosmos that have that. For Topre, what else? There's some old Keyforge and Nightcaps that has Topre as well, but I mean, you have to find it too. Yeah, those are some of the options, I would say. There's some more. There's like Whittle Kitty and Key Collective, and some other options that you don't see pop up often because the makers are not active, but they're there. Like they are around, out there. Just need to find it. Wait, I also bought the novelties for this. Hold on, let me find the novelties too. Moomin. Huh? I thought I bought the novelties too. Let me find them. Kind of wanted to check out the novelties as well. Alright, here it is. Just give them some of your Topre caps. I actually trimmed a ton of Topre caps in the right before the pandemic. And then in the middle, I actually trimmed a ton of Topre stuff because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep whatever I use. And I did end up trimming a bunch. Alright, let's see. Spacebar on. Then let's see, Alt, arrow keys, Shift. Alright, let's see. I actually don't remember what novelties this had, so I need to double check that. A bit. keep the enters aside. There's probably a novelty enter somewhere too. Page up. Can we get a cute bongo today? Okay, sure. You know, Drew is not here today, right? I don't think. I don't think I've seen him in the chat today. But sometimes I was thinking the other day. Sometimes I see one alt and I put it on, and I'm looking for the other alt key, right? And sometimes I think to myself, man, I kind of wish the alt ends up being a alt gr, like alt graph, to see how Drew would get tilted, because he gets really tilted about it, and I'm like, is it really that big of a deal? I don't know, it's kind of funny. Oh, are these accent arrow keys? Oh, I see. That's what it was. Man gets tilted for angry alt. I was like, oh no, man. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I think it's just about the same. I would say the amount of tiltedness is about the same as the people who get tilted that not using mod pipe ruins, I quote, symmetry. It's about the same thing, because his argument is that alt graph, alt gr, right, ruins symmetry, because it's alt gr on the right and alt on the left, right? So it, quote unquote, ruins symmetry. I don't like 1U alt gr because it looks cramped. Okay, that I do agree. I think the legends do look cramped on that particular scenario. I absolutely agree with that. Ankit. Wait, oh, man, does this have like scuffed right-sided keys? Man, that sucks. Does this use non-canonical 65% column? So, or am I just not finding the keys that I need? What's this out and what's this read and out keys? I have no idea what those even mean. Huh? Okay, R4 page down. Also, I'm missing the 7. Where's my 7? Do you guys see my 7 key? Is it this one? That's this one. Let's see. Is it here? Symmetry on a keyboard? Got one. Yeah. So why do you even want? Why do you want regular alt over alt graph? It's the same shit. It's the same bad argument. Okay, guess there's no R3 page down and R2 page up, because that's just not the way the kit does it. Out R2? Okay, yeah, I think that's the only way to do it. Alright. Only complaints, no solutions. Damn. Are diamond polished MX Black significantly smoother than broken in? I would assume no, but I lack the experience to tell you the answer to that. Ooh, I forgot about these novelty space bars. Look at this. Moomin characters. It's kind of cute. Let's see. What other novelties? Oh man, these ISO novelties are huge. We have some Moomin enter keys. Oh man, shit, this is cute as hell. Okay, let's see. Skip the ISO and the 125s, I guess, since those are not gonna fit. And then we get these characters. These are cute as hell. Alright, maybe I'll do... is this an R3? Oh yeah, it is. Now I want a Moomin set. Yeah, definitely novelty spacebar, because I think it looks kind of cool. Because it's not very intrusive. I think if you're intrusive, it'll be a little bit more tilted about it, but it's not. So... and then, oh, actually no, keep the maybe regular alts, and I was just thinking maybe doing it kind of small with the little Moomin character. Moomin is it's like a cartoon. Can we get an enhance in those novelties? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let me show you just a bunch of these guys, different styles and stuff. Finnish anime? Yeah. It's like this Finnish cartoon. Pretty cute. And then the space bar right here. Ooh. Pretty nice. So I think I'm gonna, yeah, maybe I'll go simple with the little Moomin guy on R4. Pretty cute. And then like that, so it's not so intrusive. And then I guess I could try the enter, Moomin enter. This one. Alright, nice. I think this is the first time I've seen print on the back face of a cap. Yeah, me too, actually. This is the first time I also see back print on... this is like UV print too. So you can actually kind of feel the texture on it. It's pretty interesting though. I think it looks cute. The Hobgoblin Flying Panther enter key is my favorite. Should we use that instead? Because it's Amarate's favorite. I mean, why not, I guess. Maybe the characters are more fun than just big-ass Moomin letters. There we go. Alright. And of course I left some spots for artisanal keycaps. Mr. Ankit requested a bongo, so we have a cute bongo right there, so we can use that. Although I think the doodle one is kind of more appropriate. But no, I think the angelic one is cuter. So we can use a cute bongo. And then on the other side, kind of on the pink and the whitish sort of. I think this doodle cap is kind of cool because it like matches the idea of the set, which is like a cartoon. But no, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think it matches kind of nicely. Nice. Oh man, that drip. Oh yeah, the LA Palm drip. Took me a while to find that. I still need to find the Pride one, Mr. Jeff Leopard. I still haven't gotten the Pride drip. Have the full Pride set, but don't have the Pride drip. The single shots anyway. Alright. The Colonel matches well too, yeah, that was a good one too. That was the mouth one with the tongue out in the alchemy holder. Oh, this? This is the Hunger Key from Hungerworks Studio. We could use the Hunger Key too if you really want. All right. Very nice. I don't have either of them. Oh man. Yeah, those are like hard to find. I don't even know where the Pride ones are at all. Never seen them. Okay, let's try this out. Sounded already pretty nice when I was just tapping on the keys just earlier. It looks good with I heard the Hunger Key is a super complex process to make. Yeah, this is a V1 Hunger Key. The V1 Hunger Key took 2 days to make, pretty sure. It was like 48-hour process because it's like a multi-mold cap. The stem itself is the tongue, and then the rest is all separate parts too. It's like stem, skull around it with the eyes, and then the skin. It's like 3 molds, I think. So he retired. It was retired because the master, I think, was destroyed eventually. Like it, you know, it over the time, like the master goes over wear and tear, and so eventually, yeah, the molds basically like died out. And the V2 is sculpted, I believe, recently, and it's going through its commission phase, like where like there were people who basically like put money into like Hunger V2 commissions. To support Hungerworks Studios endeavor, and then I believe there are like a bunch of V2 commissions going out, and the V2 is a lot easier to cast compared to V1 just because it was optimized for better mold capacities. So yeah, that's kind of like the history of it. Are raw alu more resistant to dings? Only because you care less about scratches? Yeah, probably, yeah. I wouldn't say so. I mean, alu is still soft, so no. I think the answer is no. Okay, so let's get this going. Okay, so let's check it out. So tonight we have this Orbit 65% from Rabbit from Australia, from Sydney, by Machina. And this will be sold through Naja Keys for Australia, and then there will be other vendors in the world who will be selling this 65% soon enough. A lot of the details are in the commands links that are provided in the build command. So check out the build command for the details on that, including details on the pricing and color options, all that good stuff. Right now we have a half aluminum plate with Cherry MX Black switches, Lube with 205 grade 0 with 62 gram springs and TX films, and we have GMK Moomin for the keycaps. All right, let's give it a try, see how you guys like it, and go from there. All right, here we go. Man, that sounds good. No foam, by the way. Pretty nice. Very nice sounding. 1.6mm PCB, no flex cuts. Half aluminum plate with ceramic blacks. Pretty good. Nice and tight sound. No like weird hollowness or anything like that. Very nice sounding. Very nice sounding build. Really like it. Really like how this sounds. Very nice sound. And yes, this is raw aluminum that's been e-coated with clear. Alright, so here are the modifiers. Oop. And you can see if it has much movement. Doesn't seem to be too flexible with the 70A. I mean, it's nice and sturdy, nice and stiff feeling, but at the same time not overly hard on the stiffness scale, really. It feels nice to type on. I would say I probably would stick with this particular, I guess, custom tapple, we can call it. But it's very nice. Feels very nice. And yeah, we can take a look at the way the board looks here. So here it is. It's just raw aluminum, so it's gonna have some smudges from my oily fingers, right? When's the group buy starting? I'm actually not sure. I think it's going to be soon in May, right? Now I'm pretty sure it was slated for the month of May, so it'll be pretty soon. I believe I'm the first content creator to do content, like first streamer to do content on this, first builder to do content. But yeah, there it is, Machina, nicely machined at the bottom. This is raw aluminum. Can you describe the sound of this keyboard using adjectives only used for food? Crispy. Delicate. Very nice. Sounds very nice. A nice and crisp sound for sure. And yes, here's indeed the side profile. It kind of reminds me of an AEK curve on the side. It's nice and flat at the bottom. Has a little 3D taper going on here. And then it uses this curve, this arc rather, that kind of follows through to the top piece. And it's the same at the other side, right? So, but very nice. And that line kind of follows through to the front of the board as well, as you can see. Creamy buttery fresh out the oven. Yeah. It's very pretty. Very pretty for sure. You can see it from the top. Oh, probably autofocus is off. Nice and elegant curve. Simple design. Internals are nice and simple as well. Kind of no frills and nice and easy to build, I would say. But it looks pretty good. It does use this these long feet, which are simply, you can just easily remove them just using your hands like that, and it's covering the screws that are bolting the bottom piece to the top. So, and you can just easily put them back together like that. Just press it back together. But yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Very nice looking. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a bit more reminiscent of the HKV array, kind of like the HKV Pro 2 sort of like profile. Has a little bit of that like slight curve. Yeah, similar to a Lunar, yeah, which is the AEK side profile, the Apple extended keyboard profile. Yeah. And the USB port is all the way at the bottom, as you can see. Oh, Alex, hello. Oh, Poggers. Hi, Alex. How are you? Damn. Hello. Well, just in time here. I'll be typing on this bad boy. This is a Orbit 65. I think Alex is also going to be building one of these, right? Should be happening at some point. But yeah, this is raw aluminum. This was coated with clear E-coat to prevent oxidation. And yeah, this is currently built with MX Blacks with a half alu plate and has GMK Moomin on it. Eventually, yeah, be cool. All right, sick. All right, yeah, I can type on this for a little bit since you guys are just here. Again, thanks for the raid, Alex. Hope you're doing well, dude. Been building a lot of boards as usual. I can see. But all right, let's check this out. It's the Orbit by Machina, all the way out from Sydney in Australia. 260. Are we old? Okay, no way. Ain't no way. All right, here we go. But yeah, it sounds really nice. Sounds pretty nice, as you can see. Yeah, it sounds pretty good, right? No 260 SMH. Nice and crisp sound though. I really like this. Very nice. I do think half alu was the right choice for this. But yeah, very pleased with it. Very nice sound to it. And as far as the board goes, it also looks pretty clean. Here's the look of the board. Alu and white caps never fail. I'm telling you, I also thought that this raw alu case would look good with lighter keycaps because darker keycaps would take away from the beauty of the aluminum, right? Which is essentially silver, except with more reflections, right? So yeah. Were the MX Blacks broken in? I think these are, yes. I believe these are broken in MX Blacks, yes. I didn't do the breaking in myself, so, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I do think these are broken in MX Blacks. So pretty smooth feeling. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Drew. That was fast.
Kubo. For MX Browns, do you prefer 205 or 3203 or something else? I think 3204 is right. It's like the best like balance, right in the middle. Not too thin, not too thick. Although I do think that at least having a spring swap and films is the bare minimum you should do. Is lube your springs. Swap your springs, lube your springs, put some TX films or something like that, like Deskeys or TX films. And then if you're going to lube, you can go like for cherry switches. The nice thing is that people like that scratchy part of the switch, right? So even relatively stock sounding cherry switches can have a little bit of an appeal. So if you happen to like that sound, then you can go really like on 3203. And then on the opposite end of that spectrum, you have like 205, which is pretty heavy grease. Which I've lubed 205, like MX Brands with 205. I only lube like the side rails of the stem. Never touch the front legs with lube when it comes to like light tactiles like MX Brands, in my opinion, because it really kills the tactility, and I personally just don't think it ends up being as consistent. So I leave the front part completely stock, but the side rails you can lube with whatever lube you decide to use, whether it's 3203 or 205. But 3204 is also pretty nice, in my opinion, and I've tried on a few boards and it's pretty good. Yeah, and yeah, they don't have to be broken in either, but I do think a lot of the flack that Cherry MX switches tend to get is because in their stock form, yeah, they're kind of shit, they kind of suck. I do think almost every Cherry switch warrants at least a spring swap or lubing the springs at least, and films. If you're opening the switch, you should definitely use switch films for the switch, because for Cherry housings in particular, once you open them using like a switch opener like this, right, or tweezers or whatever, it will stretch a little bit of that top housing, so you'll start getting a little bit of that wobble between the top housing and the bottom housing, which is pretty unpleasant like when you type on it. Actually, like a good example of that was pretty recent. I built the 70O from the Bloody Easy that I recently built. This is blue FRL TKL that I just built. On the build stream, if you go to the build stream video, the switches did not have TX films, and they're Cherry MX Black, which were extremely lightly lubed, which were essentially like almost stock level of lube, and they didn't have films. So if you go to the VOD, you'll see that they sound like they don't have films, and they sound like you hear a lot of that like plastic to plastic rattle noise. And then I decided to film the switches after the stream ended, like sometime after, and then like on the typing sound video that I put up, that one has films, and you can see there's a drastic difference between using films and no films, right? So something to check. They need the whole gamut of modding? Yeah. West Texas Browns 11 out of 10. But yeah, new Nixies or good old MX Blacks? I think new Nixies are fine too. I do have like the new Nixies on a board or two. Oh, for example, like this one has new Nixies, although the board itself doesn't sound amazing, but it sounds nice though. Still, like the switches themselves sound nice. They're basically the same though, like new Nixies and like Hyperglide MX Blacks or whatever, essentially the same thing. It's just a cool factor of having the milky tops, right? Right? Do you end up putting shelf liner in the K-Mac Happy? I have like one thin layer of it, yeah. Like it was funnily enough, it was the one layer of 60% size shelf liner that I had cut for like a tray mount like 5 years ago, and I found it at the bottom of a drawer, and I was like, oh, I should just put this in my K-Mac Happy, because I was like, it's basically a tray. So I like it fit perfectly. I was like, oh man. But it was like actually just sitting at the bottom of a drawer for like 4 years or whatever. Anyway, X-Max, time for some sleep. Have a good night. Alright, X-Max, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. I do prefer 205, but I never like how it killed all the tactility. Yes, do not touch the legs on. I personally prefer to leave all MX tactile switches intact for the front legs. And also the leaves. Don't touch the leaf because the leaf is what the front legs are touching as well. That's like, you know, your tactility is coming from that little curvy bump on the front leg. So anything that contacts, like that makes contact with, if you touch it with lube, you're going to kill the tactility like a lot. If it's like an MX Brown, it's just gonna basically make it linear. So Diego, can you order a McRib on Uber Eats on stream? Do they even have McRibs in my area? I actually don't even know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Delivery. Okay. McDonald's, right? McDonald's. There's a McDonald's pretty close by to me, by the way. Okay. Let's see. Big Mac, McNuggets, Bacon Ranch, McCrispy meal, Big Mac, cheeseburger, double quarter pounder, filet of fish, bacon quarter pounder, Bacon Ranch, double bacon quarter pounder with cheese, more McNuggets, spicy McNuggets, French fries, sweet Happy Meal. No, there's no McRib. No McRib. I don't see any McRib here. Yep, don't see any McRibs here. Sag. Yeah, no, I don't see it. I'll search it even. McRib. Nope. We didn't find a match. It's too bad. The McRib plants are dying. Yeah, they're not growing, man. I'll never get to experience peak shitty fast food. Oh, man. Just come to New York. Have some halal. Just good old halal cart with us, huh? We'll have Christian and Eric and a few other folks. We'll get some halal. Frank III asked, do you think the Ven was at all too bouncy to type on? Some people say it was too much for them. I could definitely think it was a lot for some people, yeah. It is definitely especially the plastic plates, pretty bouncy. So if you're not used to it and you want to try it, I think you should definitely try it out at least so you can figure out whether you like it or not. But it definitely is on the bouncy side. So just, yeah, as a word of warning, I guess, or just as a word of advice, like, yeah, don't expect that it's not going to be. Because, yeah, with the plastic plates, it does have quite a bit of movement up and down. How would it compare to like a thermal? I mean, well, so the thermal, I don't think I've seen a thermal with a plastic plate. I've only seen thermals with alu plates. Imagine the thermal with a plastic plate, pretty much. Yeah. Because it basically is similar to the thermal, similar to the 7V, right? And that it uses that full like leaf spring around the whole board. But now you can imagine you're replacing that with a plastic plate. Or essentially almost like no plate. Because plastic plates really just hold the switch. Paul not following. I knew it. And you were wondering why I was not showing up to your stream? I knew it, Paul. I knew it. Just kidding. How are you, dude? One more typing test? Yeah, for sure. I can do that. Bro, I'm always in here. But you weren't following. Just kidding. I'm just giving you shit. Alright. Here goes, one more typing test on this bad boy. This is a Orbit 65, built with a half alloy plate and MX black switches, no foam, TX Staps, and GMK Moomin. Oop. There you go. Is this stock or clack? Probably clack. More clacky, I guess. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Man, bongos sometimes do rub a little bit, huh? Only Toper Thox. That's true. That's true. That's true. Only Toper Thox. The arrows are juicy. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice sounding, right? Lube switches. Is this Mr. Chris? How are you doing? Yeah, it sounds it's pretty nice. So the board itself is rather simple. It is a 2-piece aluminum case. It is basically a base, and then it has this that goes around, and then on the inside, basically it's like kind of top mount. Just has instead we're using these little silicone kind of like tadpole like pieces, which actually were custom made by the designer. We also have like different hardness ones over here, but I like these ones, so just kind of keep them in there. And then on the interior there's these like 4 little brass weights that are on this inside just to make it slightly heavier. They also apparently form the shape of the logo, which is kind of like a little star, like a plus shaped kind of star, right? There's a little cover for the daughter board over here, and then daughter board channel. But it's a relatively simple construction. You can go back on the VOD to check it out, but you can also check the interest check link to look at the pictures of the prototype. Why not just Geon tadpoles? Oh, because they designed it before they knew that Geon offered tadpoles for designers. Yeah. Price, I believe it begins at $350 for the aluminum, and then there's a brass and copper option, I think, for like anywhere between like $50 and $80 more, I think. Hello, Lightning, I have come. Oh, very nice. This or Envoy? I think they're kind of on 2 separate price points, right? The Envoy is what, sub $200. Tray, it has a good aesthetic too. I think it's pretty nice. I think it types very nicely. I would say it depends on what your aesthetic preferences are too. Like, do you want a board that has like a side curve like this one? Has different color options as well. I mean, similar to the Envoy, also has like different color options. This is a 2-piece case. The Envoy is a 1-piece case. That kind of stuff. Like, it's just aesthetics at that point. Both do sound and type pretty nicely though, so you won't go wrong with them. Both 65%. How heavy is it? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I can go ahead and get a scale for it. So, give me a sec. Okay, so zero it out. So it weighs 3 pounds and 4 ounces, which in kilograms is about 1.5 kilograms. So 1.5 kilograms built. So there you have it. So a pretty standard, I would say, weight for a 65, with some small weights. So yeah, not too light, not too heavy. Definitely on the lighter side than the heavier side, but it's a pretty nice weight on it. Yeah, weighty feeling. Yeah, definitely still sits on the desk. Yep. Only this thing needs is a front lip. I actually disagree with that. I actually think the front lip would ruin the side curve. If you put a front lip on this, it ruins this curve. Because it would bend abruptly over here. Well, not abruptly, but like still slightly. I don't think it would look good. It changes the direction of the of where, like, this is facing this way if you put a normal vector. But if you put the lip, it's like faces this way. It doesn't look great, I don't think. This or lunar? Lunar is Alps though. So probably not a good comparison. Unless, is there a lunar 65% that's something else? That's not the Alps AI03 one? So if you're talking about the lunar by AI03, those are Alps only. So not a comparison that would work. The only thing this needs is a K-pop signature, somewhere tasteful. I just sign it and it'll be fine. That's a K-pop signature basically, right? If I sign it. Okay. Let's go ahead and just wrap it up here soonish, but going to swipe this down a little bit. It's kind of dirty. And then let's get on that side view here. All right, let's get that thumbnail. All right, thumbnail in 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, very poggies. Thanks, Nathan, for the inspiration. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right, so I'm probably gonna wrap it up here, but I do want to mention that next week we're going to be doing the Alice 60% prototype, which is a different board from Mr. What's his name is Ricky, but his Silas Mana is his username. He's also the designer of the Emery 65, which I forget what was his brand name. Emery 65, RME Studio. Thank you. Okay, RME Studio. So it's the Alice by RME Studio. I believe Mikibo is going to be running it. So yeah. And I can maybe show you guys what the box looks like, just like a little tease. But I just got it in the mail, so kind of wanted to show you. But anyway, this was a Machina the Orbit by Machina, 65%. So if you're considering this in May for 65%, check it out. Just follow the IC and follow Naja Keys on Instagram. Follow Mr. Rabbit and check out their Discord and whatnot, and you'll probably find more details on that. But yeah, let me go get the Alice and I'll show you what that one's like. How many degrees is GT again? I think based on the OC2 XL stream, it's 12. Well, we think so. We think it's 12. It's like 11, 12-ish. Sorry. Okay, so just a tease for next time. But this is the box for the Alice 60. It comes in this nice wooden box, which is absolutely crazy to me. Look at this. Holy shit. RME Studio balling out. Does it have anything else? No. It's just the box. And then we have O-ring here. We have our daughterboard cable. We have a tiny slot for the daughter board itself here. Daughter board. And then I assume this is the plate. It feels like a full aluminum plate. We'll open it during the stream. We have a PCB designed by Mr. Yankar, from what it appears. And then we have the board. Oh, it's like super wrapped. Okay, hold on. Okay. How do I take this out? Oh man, this is tough. Without... Okay, time to tilt the box a little. There we go. Okay, so I take out the keyboard from the box, and it comes wrapped. I didn't want to unwrap it yet, but let's just unwrap it because I'm kind of curious about what the color is gonna look like. I don't know what color it is, so let's open it up. I want to unwrap it properly. You know when you like just rip out like gift wrapper paper, wrapping paper for gifts? I don't like doing that. I like unwrapping it properly. You're on that wants to save the wrapping paper? Yeah, that was in my family. We did that too. Is it black? Ooh, it is green. Look at that. It is a nice emerald foresty green. Nice green. This also has an interesting side profile here, slightly curved. Huge brass weight. Holy, brass weight is huge. And it is O-ring mount only. Pretty nice. Slightly thinner bezels on the side compared to the top and bottom, but yeah, neat. Pretty heavy actually. This weighs quite a bit. Yes, this is indeed the Alice 60 from RME Studio. All right, this weighs on its own. It weighs 2 kilos basically. 4 pounds and 5 ounces, 2 kilos. What a chunky boy. Big chungus. Hey, look at that brass weight though. It do be thick. It do be thick. All right, well, superb. We already unwrapped it, so I'm not gonna wrap it back into paper. I'll leave the paper aside. I'm gonna put the board into the box. And we're gonna be building this on Monday, most likely. Next stream. Unless my plans change, I doubt it, but yeah.
This board is called the Alas 60% from RME Studio. Upcoming board. Oh, wait, did this have a cover on here? Yeah. Ooh, man, that's nice. What happens if you order more than one PCB plate? It probably comes like on top or something like that. I would bet. I would bet it would just be like on top of the box or something separately. I thought you said Alice the first time, but alas. Fonzie. Anyway. I would bet this box is just promo? Possibly, yes. I mean, it is a nice gesture if streamers get this box because, man, I really like this. It's a pretty nice box. Imagine all the treasures I can hide inside. Alas. Alas. However you want to call it. Okay, I guess that's about it for the lots of space for resin. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, yo, ODM, you gave me an idea. It's a nice box, right? I should make like trays that fit the box. Like, how big would that be? 3, 6, 7 by 4, 8, 12, maybe 14? 14 by 7? And yeah, get it like 3D printed or something, just have layers. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Pears, I need a favor. Shit, you caught me. You caught me. Oh, yo, if it opened like jewelry boxes, like the multi-step ones, the ones that are like, or like the makeup boxes, that would be crazy. That would be nice. A box big enough for your bongo collection. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Let's see who we got streaming right now. We have Mr. Jack Piketty streaming. Is that it? I guess that's it. Don't see anybody else doing any keyboards today. Quiet Friday night. Rain Amaranth. Nice. Alright. Yeah, sure. Let's go raid Hyun. Hyun is not live, is she? Hyun's not live, I don't think. Yeah. Unfortunate. Raid Jack Piketty. Also, it's their birthday, so let's go say happy birthday. All right. There's our raid message. Yeah, so I'll just see you guys on Monday evening most likely. But again, thanks again for stopping by. Have a good night, have a good weekend. I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.